Pain and gain, the value for executives and finance. So we're speaking at the CXO level, so this is the value of the pipeline for the boss of the organization. Yeah? So for the big boss, the BB. Okay. I don't really know what the value of the pipeline is for very important people because I am not a very important person myself. So these are assumptions. Yeah? At the early stages of the pipeline, I can imagine that qualitative industry analysis may be something that is very interesting at a CXO level. As a CXO, if you read one of the account plans that your sales reps creates, if it's good, then it is a wealth of industry knowledge and industry information. And I can see this as being a very good source of information when you have your top-to-top meetings with clients. Pragmatic focus on white space and therefore on growth targets. Yeah? As the boss of the organization, you may also be the sales director, but you're obviously in very close contact with your sales function. And so understanding what the challenges are when it comes to focusing on white space opportunity and getting more customers, I think is a critical job for you as well. From the target area, clear message generation tool for shareholders and owners. Yeah? The value of your company is based on, history, definitely, present results, definitely, but most and more importantly on future projections and what's going to take place next year, the year after, and the year after. So it's within your interests to have good data, and good data comes from a good pipeline where there's not too much sandbagging and where the forecast is as realistic as possible. Yeah. So, realistic forecasting based on client development stages. I work with a lot of small to medium-sized organizations who have a sales process, but where the top levels of the organization do not understand what those stages mean. The only thing that they see is the percentage behind it. Yeah? The percentage is one thing, the language that describes that percentage is the important thing. Yeah? And so my wish for the CXO level is to get to grips with your pipeline and understand what the different stages mean from a behavioral point of view and from a job description point of view. And in this way, you will be able to set much better forecasts based on the different client development stages. And we will reduce the fact that the pipeline is simply used for shifting opportunities left and right in order to change the number and the percentage that is behind there. So, clear, simple reporting structure based on key requirements with no empty space. Yeah? I wasn't able to say that, and I certainly don't understand what it means, but this is something for the finance guys. The pipeline is designed to have a simple percentage scheme behind it. 10, 25, 50, 75, and 100%. Yeah? Whatever the percentage is that you allocate to your pipeline, which will always be dependent on your industry and the nature of your products and services and sales machine, it's important to be able to equate it back and forth. You have some very complicated systems that create one forecast based on probability and the other forecast based on real numbers. Yeah? I don't really see the value of doing something like this. You have another system that is based on win chances, subjective, and win chances, objective. I don't see the value of doing this. I see the value of mixing subjectivity and objectivity into one system, and I see the value of everybody being aware of what that system is, and then I see the value of linking a compensation scheme to those stages as well. Yeah, because that's what makes sense to me. So, overall, an overview of all clients at one glance. That's what pipeline should be about for the CXO level. It gives you the ability to dig into detail when necessary. You can develop product portfolio based on client needs and wishes. At the end of the day, you are responsible for changing the product portfolio. Nobody else in the organization has that fundamental responsibility. The only guy who can decide that a pizzeria also starts selling schnitzel is the owner of the restaurant, not the cook. Equal focus on new client generation and project quality, yeah, and promoting a customer-oriented company culture, the ethos of CRM, customer relationship management, is embedded within this final line. So that's pain and gain, the value of the pipeline at the CXO level.